Your Etsy niche selection can be one of the most stressful decisions that you make in your entire journey of starting an Etsy business. There are quite literally 1 million different cards that you could pick up at a given moment. You could sell wall decor, you could do digital, you could do print on demand, you could sell your own physical goods. And what seems like a very simple decision normally gets sellers stuck in something called analysis paralysis, where you find yourself just spending weeks and weeks endlessly trying to make that decision. Luckily now with AI can do a lot of that decision making for you, or it could do the opposite. It could even leave you more confused and overwhelmed than before you started. So that is why in this video, I'm going to give you a simple step process of how you can use AI to not only finalize your decision, but feel confident with backed data that the decision that you make, the one card that you decide to pick up for your Etsy shop, is going to be a success. No motivational quotes, no generic t-shirts, just a legitimate niche with the action steps that you need to launch and be successful with real buyers. Because the truth is AI can give you thousands of ideas, but ideas alone are worth $0 without validated data or a proper execution plan. So much about business is about the actual execution, right? You literally could be curing cancer, but if nobody knows who you are and nobody actually wants to buy the cure for cancer, then your ideas don't matter. So let's hop into my computer and I'm going to go through this step-by-step process. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use Rupert AI. So Rupert AI is a new tool inside of Profitry, and this is not like ChatGPT or some generic AI, because this has over 3 years of Etsy data. So Etsy data pulled directly from Etsy. This is, again, not like a generic AI tool like ChatGPT, because that is just giving you broad level insights. It's so important that when you are doing Etsy research that you are getting your data directly from Etsy. So the workflow that we're going to use right now is find winning niches. And we are going to search an actual niche. We don't want to search a product type like shirt or mug or anything like that yet. We just want to know what the opportunity is in a topic that we're actually genuinely interested. So I want to see what the high level opportunity is in topics that I'm actually interested in that I could design in. By the way, guys, Profitry right now is giving unlimited AI credits. They actually just extended this until the mid of August. So that means on any paid plan, there's no credit limit. So you can come in here and use this as much as you want. So make sure you get that offer. It's on any paid plan and the link is in the description. So you can see I asked for niche research on golden retriever. I kept all the preferences open because I just want to see what the opportunity is. And it built me an entire report here for golden retriever. So it's giving us some really, really good market intel on the golden retriever niche. So about $600,000 a month is already flowing through this niche. 48 products sold in the last 24 hours. It's showing me some of the top listings that have golden retriever in the title. What's really cool is that in Profitry, they give you something called a demand indicator. So you can see this little fire emoji here. This is telling you how many times a listing has actually sold in the last 24 hours. So you can see that a lot of things are selling low ticket. So that could indicate digital downloads for golden retriever are selling really hot. After reviewing the report, I then went ahead and clicked on spin off the best ideas. And you can see that it's giving you the top ideas if you wanted to launch golden retriever products. So the first idea here is golden retriever embroidery file bundle. So this is a digital product. So that means there is no cost associated with selling this product. Every single sale is all profit. It's giving you funny golden retriever dog mom shirts. So the top golden retriever dog shirts if you wanted to do print on demand. And then also golden retriever wall art, and then also memorial ornaments. So this is a really cool idea because this is evergreen and it's also a print on demand idea. So once you have a conversation with Brewer, all of your conversations are saved here because I'm going to search other things that I'm interested in. And this is all going to make sense when you make your final decision. But first, we just need to do a little bit more research to compare this opportunity to other opportunities. So here's another one where I just searched for Christian. So just Christian religious products. You can see that the report it gave me back was slightly different. So you can see here's a listing idea that sold 30 times in the last 24 hours. All of these sold one time in the last 24 hours. The golden retriever was $600,000 of revenue per month. When we go into the Christian niche, it's saying that it does $15 million in revenue per month. That means that the market potential and the amount of buyers that are searching for this is way, way bigger than golden retriever shirts. So if I was just as connected to the Christian religion as I was golden retriever, it might be a good idea to lean more towards the Christian niche. Not to mention that you can also have golden retrievers in some of your shirts associated with the Christian niche. Like one could live under the other. It's just you wouldn't want to make an entire shop. If you're trying to choose an overall shop, you wouldn't want to just create an entire goldenretriever.com shop. And that's why reports like this are so valuable. You can see 2,000 products sold in the last 24 hours, the price range that these products are normally selling in. It says 67% of these listings are physical and 32% are digital. And it gave you some really good keywords as well. And we're gonna do the same thing and look at some spin-off ideas. Here are some of the top listings. We have wall art ideas. You can do with print on demand. Also have the top Christian Father's Day shirts. So this already passed, but would be good for the next season. So these were the top ones for this season. And then we have a mug idea, some top Christian mugs, and also just some more complex digital work that is getting sales every day, but digital file prints. Last niche that I searched was surf niche. So personally, I like to surf. If all three of these topics were something that I am passionate about, then this could be another cool concept that I would consider making an entire shop about. So let's just see the report here. So this one seems to be the lowest revenue per month at only 366,000 for the total niche. So yeah, if I was just based off of that alone, I would probably go ahead and pick Christian niche shirt, and I can honestly encompass the two smaller categories that I like under the Christian niche. Now, what's very important when it comes to your niche selection is going to set the whole tone for your shop. That means that your name of your shop, your banner, right? You want it to resemble what your overall niche is, right? If you were going to be making a shop that was everything had to do with surfing, and it was all going to live with surfing as the main category, then you would want your name to be something like Gaia Soul or something like that, where Christian could be like, you know, a Christian name for a shop could be something from the Bible, and a golden retriever based shop, the name would be something like Wolf Co or something like that. And so now it's important that if we are deciding our niche is going to be Christian, we want to make all of our branding assets with that leading in our marketing. That's going to set the tone for the follow-up images, the copywriting that we use, and everything else. And what's really important here is that once we select that one niche, we go all in on that one niche, meaning that we are not switching around from niche to niche, right? The biggest thing that's going to hurt you here is if you try to do many different niches at one time. The people that win are going to be hyper focused on one niche, ideally in the beginning, one product category. From here, we are getting to step number 2 after we selected our niche. Number 2 is deciding on the model that we're actually going to be selling in. A lot of different options here, right? You have print on demand, you have digital download, start a handmade shop if you wanted to package and ship your goods yourself. So what we're going to do from here is we are going to start looking at these ideas, and we need to make that decision next. Now that we have our overall shop niche, we now need to decide on our model of selling. So I do not suggest you doing print on demand, physical goods, and digital downloads all at the same time. You want to pick one niche with one model of selling to start. Otherwise, you're going to become the trick of all trades and the master of none, and that is going to delay your success. You need to get hyper focused on one thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just start. In order to make that decision, we are going to start to build folders of just ideas. Now we're going to go into tracking and listings, and we are going to create a collection so we can decide what model of selling that we want to do. So you have handmade, so products that we could make if you even want to do, if you're considering, if you're having a hard choice of choosing print on demand, handmade, or digital downloads, you're going to want to make all three of these folders so that you can start loading these folders up with different ideas. And now the outcome of these folders is that by the end of you having a bunch of really exciting product ideas, at the end of it, you're only going to pick one bucket. So based out of all the opportunities that are available to you, you're going to decide, okay, I really like the print on demand best, or I actually like the handmade best, or I like the digital best. But you're going to do this based off of all the products that you add to the folders. And you're going to have to ask the question, which folder excites me more to make the products, combined with which one has the best opportunities, meaning what folder do I think has the highest demand that can help me hit my revenue goals. We can go and start adding our products to our folders. Now, for example, if you don't know what products are print on demand or not, you're going to want to come over to Printify and look through their catalog to see if the product is available. So for example, we have that pink mug there, right? This is a Printify product, and we can see here that it's less than 7 months old. So this is a print on demand product. We can source it directly on Printify. And of course, if you don't already know, you can integrate Printify with Profitry, so we can actually track the real profits of that product when we actually start making sales. So if this is a product that we are interested in making, which I suggest that we would add it to our folder as an option because it's only 7 months old, I'm going to go ahead and add it to my tracking folder under print on demand. And I'm going to go ahead and add other products that I see. So this was also one of them from the report, to add to the folder. So we can use this as reference later on if we want to build spin-off products for this listing. Like this, which this is actually, as you can see, it's a digital art. This would actually go ahead and we would put this in our digital folder since it's a digital product and it's only 4 months old. I specifically like to look at products that are young, less than 6 months old. Around 6-7 months old, it's okay, because that means they're hot right now and making a lot of sales. And you can see there was at least one sold in the last 24 hours. So as you continue to fill up your list of all of the different types of products, your print on demand, your handmade, and your digital products, what you're looking for is what has the biggest opportunities in terms of monthly revenue and total revenue. And this is going to help you determine what bucket you are actually going to pick up. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up each one of these lists from my suggestions of products that I would legit want to make. You can also search from here from Product Finder and go high demand, low competition. So we can also do the same thing here from Product Finder and type in Christian and highlight high demand, low competition. And this is going to give us back a whole bunch of different products as well. And we're going to continue to add top in-demand products to our different product folders. You can see you have opportunities like this that sold 30 times in the last 24 hours, and the listing age is only 2 months. So I'm going to go print on demand. Now, like I said, once our folders are full of ideas that are legitimate ideas that we like, that we could see ourselves doing, we then need to take a decision on the actual model, because we don't want to do all of these at the same time. Ideally, from now until we hit our target numbers with our shop that we want to achieve, we don't even think about a different model. So what we're going to want to do is we are going to pick one based off of the revenue and the overall excitement of the different products that we can make. Go ahead and delete the other ideas. This is to keep your focus only on one thing, right? We want one niche Christian with one model of selling. And now we want to break this up even further into product categories, because we want to launch our initial launch with only one product type. I do not suggest you launching shirts and mugs at the same time. Even though you can get both shirts and mugs from Printify, I do not suggest you doing both at the same time, right? Selling shirts is a different effort and require different marketing standards than mugs. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this into product types. So now we can break our shop up into collections. So we're going to go ahead and make mugs, and we can make one called shirts. Now we can actually move this to its designated folder. This is so important because the biggest thing Etsy sellers face is staying focused. And so this is naturally going to make you a priority list of all of the top products that you can start making. And basically, I would go ahead and fill up an entire collection with at least 100 ideas so you have a priority list what products to make in your pipeline. From here, what we want to do is only focus on one product type for your next 100 or so listings. Right? I don't recommend you going back and forth, back and forth. You want to master one because again, mugs are a different effort than selling shirts. So we are going to want to stay in mugs until we master mugs and we actually start beating some of our competition. You are not switching into a different product type until you actually have proven to make listings that sell and you actually see your listings beating your competition. And after you finish each idea, you're going to go ahead, if this is a daily Bible reminders verse mug, you're going to go ahead and you're going to move this to its own new collection. So you're going to move it to a new collection with whatever that mug is, daily reminders. And we can call it Bible verse daily reminders, right? And so now every new design that you have actually is going to have its own collection. And what you're going to do is you're going to track your top competitors against your own. Once your listing is live, you can go ahead and click add my listing here. You track your listing directly against your competitor's listing. If you are not gaining traction in a similar time period that they are, that means that you need to continue to launch more iterations. But because this is proven for a young amount of time within that 6 months, then that means that your listing should perform in a similar fashion. And if it doesn't, that means that your design did not take off and you need to make more versions of that listing to test more until it actually starts making sales. And you know it can because you're going based off of a proven concept. So that means something is wrong with your mockup or your fonts. And what's really cool in Rupert AI, which we don't have here yet, is we are going to have a shop auditor where it will be able to actually look at your listings and help you identify gaps and how to improve. But that is not launched just yet. And the final step is focus. Once you've identified your niche, your model of selling, and your first product type, your only job after that is to go ahead and continue to fill out folders, create the listings, and then track the results. And because every single thing that you're putting in here is proven for a young amount of time, that means that you can do it too. Guys, I hope you got value out of this video. Remember, Rupert AI is giving unlimited credits on any paid plan now until the mid of August. So make sure you go and check that out. And if you have any questions, make sure you comment them down below.